Welcome to Delicious Compromise with Deej. This is my very first episode of my second channel. And I decided to start this channel when Jackson had a physical and got kind of a wake-up call. They found he had almost 100% blockage of the lower aorta. So we had to make some lifestyle changes, diet changes. He is on medication. He is, improving. And we're both seniors. So we're on a senior income. So I wanted to show what I do to make a compromise, because Jackson won't eat it if it doesn't taste good. And to be honest with you, he doesn't care how much fat's in it or not, regardless of his diagnosis. But if I can make him meals that he likes the taste of, he's fine with that. So I hope you join me on my journey. I don't have a $50,000, $100,000 kitchen. It's a small little bitty kitchen. I'm just showing you how I compromise to try to bring healthier meals to our home. So stay tuned for my first episode. Welcome to Delicious Compromise by Deej. It's the middle of that blizzard, and I figured I would do a video on my, I think it's 8 or 9 layer casserole. It's a gardener's breakfast casserole. So let me get you turned around and show you what you'll need. Okay, so these are everything that you're going to need. Got extra virgin olive oil spray, broccoli florets, Mexican style shredded cheese, real bacon bits, Walmart's Great Value egg makers, an onion, a tomato, a couple cans of mushrooms, a quarter to a half of each of these peppers, and some unseasoned plain potatoes. Okay, I ordered these from Azure Standard because they have no additives. They're just potatoes and water, the water that they were washed in, and that's it. So nothing extra, and they are organic potatoes. So it's a little more for something like this, but I hate chopping up potatoes, peeling them and chopping them. And Kentucky Legend chopped ham. So let's get started putting this easy casserole together, because we're going to make it, bake it, and freeze it for easy microwave breakfast meals. So you know me, I don't cook when I'm not awake. I prefer to have meals already made in the freezer. So let's get started. Okay, and we're going to julienne up our rainbow palette of peppers. Many of you know that I grow bell peppers. Now, I did not have a good harvest last year, so I'm having to buy bell peppers, but you do what you gotta do, because we love bell peppers. And then we're gonna chop them up so they're smaller. We're not gonna keep them julienne, because we want a casserole that we're gonna be able to slice once it's cool and package. And I want it to cut clean. Okay, so we got our beautiful palette of colorful peppers chopped. We got the olive oil in the pan. We're going to saute these. I don't want them brown. I just want them slightly caramelized, because I don't want my casserole to turn to mush while it's baking in the oven. Okay? So we're going to do that. So we're going to chop up half an onion coarsely. I know, it's a weird knife. It's just my favorite knife. I don't have a whole lot of different knives. let's get these in the pan. Just a coarse chop. As they warm up, they'll start to separate. You don't need a whole lot. Oh, there's my chance buddy just woke up. With these high wind chills and these high winds, he hasn't been going out much. Do you want to go out? Huh? Sorry, buddy. Yep, I'm cooking again, aren't I? Okay, my next ingredient is a fresh tomato. Now, in the summertime, it would be better because I'd have fresh tomato out of my garden, but it's wintertime and I don't have that luxury. So we core the tomato. Come on out of there. Let me get the core out. And then we're going to chop it. You know, a coarse chop. Alright. So, got that. Now, we're not going to cook these because tomatoes cook too fast and they're going to be cooking in the oven. So we're going to add these as a layer by themselves. Okay? And mushrooms. First pan. And I will cut up any mushrooms that are really big with my kitchen scissors. And we're going to saute these. In olive oil, of course. Okay, this is Kentucky Legend Hickory Smoked Diced Ham. And it is lower salt. Jackson doesn't have to watch his salt. I don't really have to either, but because there was a time a few years ago, Jackson ended up in the hospital because his body didn't have enough salt. So if I try to not overdo salt. That's why I don't salt anything when I'm cooking. But we're gonna this has already been cooked. You don't even have to do this, but I'm heating it up. I'm not going to brown it or anything. I'm just going to heat it up. And then we're going to put half of this on top of the potatoes in the bottom of our casserole. And I believe this is the last ingredient other than the eggs and cheese. I buy the Season's Choice steamed broccoli florets from Aldi's, and I steam them for half the time it says. So I still want them to, I don't want them to be soft, just starting to be soft. And then I cut any big pieces up smaller for that layer. So let's get to building the casserole. Okay, so we're going to start out with, I think this is an 8.5 by 13 baking dish, and my extra virgin olive oil spray, and we're going to spray it, the sides and all. You don't want this to stick. That's it. With that, and we are going to put our potatoes in. Now, I had them, yeah, they're thawed out. Make sure they're thawed out, or pretty much thawed out, before you put them in. What you want, that's about 4 cups I'm putting in here, give or take a 1/4 cup. You want to cover the bottom of your casserole, okay? And then we're going to take half of our ham that we warmed up, And sprinkle that for the second layer. Then we're going to do the peppers, the colorful rainbow peppers. Do about half of those. We're just going to keep layering mushrooms. And eliminate any of these, of course, that your family won't eat. You know, you can build this, you can customize it to your liking, to your needs for your family. The whole idea of doing this myself is I can control the kind of fat that goes into it, and I can put as little cholesterol into this. We have onions. Which, I have one person in my family that doesn't eat onions unless they're cooked. So we're good there. Okay. Then we got our coarsely chopped tomatoes. Which is just like one medium tomato. There's that. And then we've got our broccoli. See, it's still somewhat firm, and I just tear it apart and throw it in here and there. And that looks about good. Right in there. That looks good, right about there. So I only used probably not even half, maybe a third of that package, which I can save that for another meal, what's left. And that. So then we cover again. We put the rest of the ham in now. And I believe this was 8 ounces of chopped ham. There's that. Just keep layering. Peppers, rainbow peppers. The only thing I don't put another layer in is of the broccoli. I only do 1 layer of broccoli and only 1 layer of tomatoes. There we go. So we got those done. All that. Now we're going to mix the egg mixture. Okay, so I've got 2.5, almost 3 cups of Walmart's Great Value egg makers. fat-free and cholesterol-free eggs. So we're going to pour this in my dish because I'm going to put some spices in it. I think I forgot to put the spices in the initial beginning of the video saying the ingredients we needed. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of parsley, and 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. I got these spices from Aldi's. They were a great price, 99 cents. Got those. Okay. Then we are going to add real bacon bits. Tuscan Garden, which I buy at Aldi's, has a lower fat count than a lot of the real bacon bits do. So we're going to put probably 3 or 4 tablespoons in, okay? So I ended up putting 4 tablespoons of the bacon bits in, and we're going to mix it up in the egg mixture. A lot of recipes call for heavy whipping cream, heavy cream. I don't use that because my channel is all about making a compromise and trying to eat healthier with it still tasting good. So we did not use any heavy whipping cream. So we're gonna, now that I got the mixture mixed with the spices and the bacon bits, you're gonna pour it over the whole casserole. There's that. And then we're going to try level everything out. Okay, I don't want everything floating in egg because some of these vegetables are going to cook down and they're going to go down in it anyway. Then we take Mexican cheese, which I don't have. You know, this rush for the grocery stores before this blizzard, I wasn't able to get the cheese I normally get. So this is not the healthiest cheese, but try to find the healthiest cheese that you can. I like the flavor of the blended Mexican cheeses. And sprinkle it. It usually takes about 8 ounces. But you got to remember, this is a big baking dish. This is several servings, so you're spreading those fat calories through several servings. And that's all there is to it. Okay, and we're going to set our oven at 350. And I will let you know how long it took to bake. It depends on how much moisture is in your vegetables. So start checking it at like 25 minutes. Okay, and here's our casserole. It's done. Because of the high water content of the vegetables, it took about 35-40 minutes to cook. And I wanted it to just ever so slightly brown on the top. Okay, so I go around the outside edge, make sure none of the cheese got caught. And we're going to cut this in serving sizes. Maybe a little bit bigger. I probably cut that first one too small. We'll do some that are snacks. Do different sizes. So if I cut there and there. Now, this is good for breakfast, and I plan on freezing a bunch of these for breakfast. They're good for dinner. You know, have breakfast for dinner. There's nothing wrong with having breakfast for dinner. And that. So let me get a plate. Get a small plate. Okay. Move this over. I'm gonna get a plate. And we're gonna dish this out, and I'm gonna show you how nice it comes out. Look at that. There's that. And you can see it's cooked all the way through. Beautiful. So let's ask Jackson what he thinks. Okay, Jackson's gonna try it. We'll see what he thinks. Are the vegetables all cooked?
Yes. And I think breakfast for dinner is always a great idea.
Okay.
This is good.
Okay.
Very good.
Thanks, honey. Now, I make this, and you can freeze it. And I would say I wouldn't... It usually goes so fast, you're lucky to have it in your freezer for a month, 2 months. I would not keep it in your freezer any longer than 2 months because there is egg in it, okay? So, I take the inexpensive old-fashioned sandwich bags, okay? And we're going to take another one out. And you put it in the sandwich bag, like so. And wrap it up. Of course, you do it after it cools off. This is warm right now. Wait for it to cool, dish it in sandwich bags, and then put it in a heavier freezer bag. Label your freezer bag, what is in the freezer bag, and you've got instant breakfast. I usually microwave this. I check on it at 30 seconds. It depends. If it's frozen solid, it's probably going to take a minute. But there you go. Instant meal, already made. And you've got several meals here. Not as many as my breakfast burrito recipe, but hey, you made a mess once for how many meals? So I hope that you found this helpful, and thank you for watching.